Imagine that you are looking through a window on a rainy day. Go back to your childhood and imagine.
Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Photography Radio. My name is Tomasz and today you are listening to Beyond the Frame with Olaf Sztaba, where he challenges you to take visual risks and think differently about your photography. Honest, bold and unapologetic. Typical Olaf. Enjoy.
Can you imagine your life without photography? No? Then you will love this show. And it doesn't matter if you're a DSLR, a mirrorless, or a mobile phone shooter. We're here to help your photography grow. This is Photography Radio.
Don't be afraid to tap into your imagination. Hello, my photographic friend. How was your week? Here, I have to admit that I'm quite excited. For the last few months, I have been working on my new book, which is a sequel to my first book, Seeing Simplified. This original book was mostly about street and creative photography, and this time I will be talking about a creative approach to travel and landscape photography. So it's a slight of change of topic, but after releasing my first book, I realized quickly that I have as many travel images as I have street images. So I love both genres, and in fact, I think they overlap each other. So I'm very excited, and I will keep you updated about this, of course. But today, I would like to talk about a very, very important subject. And one of the greatest experiences, at least for me in photography, is this personal challenge, this personal response to the world that is surrounding us, to the visual elements that are surrounding us. This is especially true when we travel and face completely new environments. You know, quite often, certain things we see could trigger some memories or open a new ways of seeing. And as much as it is appealing, it creates a real problem for us. When we visit a new place, a city, we look at street landscape and we are so excited about what we encounter, what we see in front of us. In the meantime, creative photography requires much more than just standing before something beautiful and new and exciting and capturing this. I don't know if you remember, but I, as a child, especially on days like today when it's rainy and miserable and we stay home, I was often sitting by the window and I just love look and stare outside. I don't know about you, but for me there is something really unique and magical about a window, a simple window. I always, when I started in photography and I realized that all I do is to look through a viewfinder, it's a sort of a window. As looking through a window when I was a child. This viewfinder in my camera, it's almost like a portal to an outside world. You know, you are there, but at the same time, you experience the environment through a window or viewfinder. You know, as a child, I could view the world through the frame of the window as if I was looking into a magical world. Yeah, I mean it. Here is the problem. As adults, we become experienced, probably smarter, but the problem is we become so pragmatic that we lose this amazing, enchanting quality. The quality to look through a window and imagine. Yes, let me repeat, we become irrational, pragmatic, and yes, I will use this word, boring. And this is the greatest enemy of a photographer. Therefore, when I hold my camera and observe the world, I often think and go back to my childhood memories, and I try to recreate conditions. This moment when I was looking through this window, and I try to tap into this mentality of tap into my imagination. Because imagination in photography is a very, very important subject. I know what you are thinking. You think like, come on, Olaf, why are you talking about imagination? You look at something, it's there, and you capture it. Well, I guess you are right, but the problem with this thinking is that for me, photography is, yes, seeing what's in front of me, but making it my own. Imagine a new world and creating this new world, but using elements that are in front of me. You know, one of the exercises I do quite often when shooting is looking at the scene in front of me and trying to imagine an ideal subject. For example, during one of my workshops, we were working on this beautiful stage. You know, with my students, I arranged a frame. We had this beautiful composition, but because it was quite a remote street, so we didn't have our subject. So I said to my students, take a look and just imagine who or what would you like to see here? And just as an example, I said to my students, how about a boy or a girl or someone walking through our stage with this large balloon? As you can imagine, everybody started to laugh and making fun of this whole idea. Guess what? About a few minutes later, a small boy entered the frame with a red balloon. His mom was not far behind. We took this amazing photo, and of course everybody was laughing. Some people on my workshop accused me that I arranged this situation. But you know what? I can't believe how often something like this happened to me. It's absolutely incredible. So what's your point, Olaf? My point is this. When you hold your camera and you look through your viewfinder, imagine that you are looking through a window on a rainy day. Go back to your childhood and imagine. Use your imagination to trigger your creative side, to compose, to take the elements that are in front of you, and by using imagination, creating your own world. As usual, let me leave you with not one but two quotes today. Pablo Picasso said, "I paint objects as I think them, not as I see them. I paint objects as I think them, not as I see them." And the second quote, "Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it, we go nowhere." Think about it, my friend, and do not be afraid to go deep into your imagination. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy this episode. And as always, please go to photographyradio.com and let me know what you think. Share your ideas and thoughts. Right now, if you want to contact me directly, there is a way. And if you go to photographyradio.com/Olaf, then this message that you enter then will go directly to me. How cool is that? So again, thank you for listening, and I guess we will meet next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hit subscribe on your podcast app. It would mean a lot for us to have you as our regular listener. Head over to photographyradio.com to drop your suggestion for future editions of Photography Radio or simply to say hello. We would absolutely love to hear from you. In the meantime, have a wonderful night, and we will be back with more photography in your ears very soon.